Solstice, everyone. Happy Solstice. A very Merry Solstice to you. Come on in, have a seat. We are just about to get started. I want to say hello to all those who are joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. Come on in, have a seat, and take a deep breath. And do that again. Take another deep breath in. And let it go. And one more deep breath. And let it go. So welcome to our Winter Solstice celebration. As you know, we are stepping into the longest, darkest night of the year. Tomorrow will be the shortest day of the year. We are stepping into the darkest night, but that also means that every day from here on out is a little bit brighter. So that's what we're going to celebrate. Tonight, tonight's a celebration of the light, but it's also going to be an invitation for us to sit in and contemplate the darkness as well. And I hope that you can just settle in. It's going to be an evening of prayer and of music and of chanting and of meditation and a little time in the stillness. So I'm going to invite Heather Houston, who's going to be joining us doing some music this evening. We're also going to get to hear a song from Joanna Kasdan. And Heather's going to open us up with the 7 directions. And I'll invite us all to stand up.
Yeah, and please sing with me as you feel called. You will catch on. Spirits of the East, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. South. Spirits of the South, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. And turning towards the west. Spirits of the West, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. Turning to the north. Spirits of the North, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. Up above. Spirits up above, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. Good, down below. Spirits down below, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all. Deep within. Spirits deep within, to you we call. Be with us now, surround us all.
Take a deep breath and have a seat as Reverend Tamara takes us into prayer.
Good evening, good evening. Let's take another deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. In this magical, mystical universe, right now, in this moment, the earth is tilted furthest from the sun, causing the darkest day. And in a moment, in this mystery, in a moment's time, the earth tilts back, slowly but surely, to the light. This is a day to recognize the cycles of the universe, of Mother Earth, and within our own heart and soul. For the times of darkness, it is a time of great discovery. And many times it's the time where we turn the painful, poisonous feelings of loneliness, of grief, and sit with them in the silence, so that the energy of our soul and the lights around us can lift us up towards, sometimes slowly, towards the face of the sun. Transformation. As fire transforms things, as pain transforms things with growth and understanding, and yet still there are memories in which we hold, knowing that our soul and our spirit never, ever pass away, but constantly in the rhythms of the earth, they change. And as we change, and as we sit in this transformation to let go, so that we may feel all that we need to feel and have the courage to do all the things we want to do. The earth is our mirror to go deep into the silence, to sit with what we must sit with so we can transform, to live our life with this beautiful, beautiful understanding that enlightens our way. For we never are healed by what we turn away from. We are only healed by what we turn towards. Let us turn towards the healing, the process of the darkness into the light. Let us hold ourselves and our loved ones in this great embrace for leaning in a moment's time to the light of who we are. And so it is.
And so it is. So take another breath. Thank you, Reverend Tamara. You know, I think of this winter season, kind of the late fall into midwinter, starting about, the Halloween, Samhain time into early January. I really think of as what I like to call the season of light, even though it's the darkest time of the year. It seems to be the time of the year when almost all of the religions of the world offer us some festival, some holiday, some tradition that acknowledges the light itself, the light of life, the light of love, the light of the eternal, the light of the sacred. And so I want to take a moment as we open up our service this evening to light a candle for all the various faith traditions of the world and to honor the light that they bring to us. And I first saw this ceremony when I first discovered Centers for Spiritual Living at Reverend Grace's Church in Camarillo. We used to do this every Sunday, and I've been wanting to bring it to this community for quite some time, and I thought tonight would be a beautiful night to bring this. So if you will, just breathe and listen as we light these candles. Take a breath. And so to begin, we light a candle for all forms of indigenous spirituality, honoring the first paths of humanity, rooted in land, ancestors, and the sacredness of the living earth. And I would also like to acknowledge the Amamutsin, whose tribal and historic lands we are meeting on. Next, we light a candle for Judaism in all of its forms, as a path of covenant, memory, justice, and devotion to the law and love of God. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, as paths of radical love, compassion, forgiveness, and the transforming power of grace. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, as a path of surrender, devotion, discipline, and remembrance of the one God. Next, we light a candle for all forms of Hinduism, as a family of ancient paths, honoring the many faces of the divine and the soul's journey towards liberation. And next, we light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, as a path of awakening, a path of mindfulness, compassion, and in the eventual freedom from suffering. And next, we light a candle for Taoism as a path of harmony, of balance, and living in accordance with the way. Next, we'll light a candle for the Baha'i faith. The Baha'i faith is a path affirming the unity of humanity, the oneness of religion, and the progressive revelation of truth. Next, we light a candle for our own tradition, for all forms of new thought, as a path of conscious creation, manifestation, spiritual law, and the realization of our oneness with the divine. And lastly, we light a candle for all of the religions of the future and for all spiritual paths yet to be revealed. I'm going to invite Adora up, who's going to teach us some motions to a song. And we're going to get up and sing a little bit and greet each other. Here you go.
I'm going to invite everyone to stand up and go on either sides. So I don't know if we can make a circle. I mean, you can try, but I want everyone to be able to see someone during the dance. We're pretty much going to stay in one place to make it easier. I'll wait. So this dance, the first verse is, Thy light in all forms. The second is, Thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. So we'll start singing it, and then I'll show you, because I can't hold this and show you the motions at the same time. So we'll sing it first.
Here we go. And so we'll sing it a couple times. Just get it with us, and then we'll learn the motions, okay? Take a breath. It goes like this. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Let's try it again. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Now, as we sing it next, look at each other, move around the room, greet each other with those motions. Take the opportunity to see the light in all the beings here in this space. Here we go. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. One more time. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Let's do the Hu Allah. Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu Allah, Hu. Beautiful. Thank you. Take that light and have a seat. And I'm going to invite Joanna Kasdan up, who is going to be offering us a solstice carol that she has written for this evening. And let's take a breath.
I'm plugging in, Susie. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joanna. I am somewhat new to Santa Cruz and quite new to Science of Mind and CSL, but I've been doing music and songwriting for a longer time. And thank you. It's my great pleasure to share a little something with you tonight. This is something that I wrote a number of years ago, looking at all the different symbols and observances and things that happen at this season, and glimpsing a bit of the Great Mother, the Divine Feminine, behind it. So, here we go. Red poinsettias brightly bloom, magic trees enchant each room, angel songs dispel the gloom of dark and shorter days. Candles glow and guests we greet with spiced wine and festive treats that cheer the heart and warm the feet beside the evening blaze, beside the Yuletide blaze. Now miracles of freedom shine, eternal lights within the mind, and human thoughts as if divine renew the hope of spring. But creatures yearn for more than faith, for color, music, touch, and taste. We reach for spirits incarnate when earth and heaven sing, when earth and heaven sing. Some celebrate the baby boy, children clamor for their toys, until the mother of all joy reveals her ancient face. She feels our shivers and hears our sighs, drops her cloak of rich disguise, and blesses us at Christmas tide with life and nature's grace, with life and nature's grace. The fruits of winter, jewels in jars, the songs of animals, trees and stars, the tinkling bells and the sweet guitars, the fragrant pine and myrrh reveal her presence in the night, her gifts of comfort and delight. So praise the Lady in her right, this time is also hers, this holiday is hers. Some celebrate a baby boy, a righteous flame or a spinning toy, and all surround her power, her joy, her blessings that endure. So keep the candles burning bright to meet the sun's returning light, and praise the Lady in her right, this time is also hers, this holiday is hers. Thank you. Unplugging?
Can you hear me? Oh, good. Sometimes this is my evil nemesis. It worked today. I'm Chaplain Wendy Wellborn, and my reading today comes to you from John O'Donohue's To Bless the Space Between Us. It comes from the chapter called Thresholds, and it's the first two introductory paragraphs. Because as we sit here today on this wonderful night of solstice, the longest night and the shortest day, we are on the threshold of a new season. Within the grip of winter, it is almost impossible to imagine spring. The gray perished landscape is shorn of color. Only bleakness meets the eye. Everything seems severe and edged. Winter is the oldest season. It has some quality of the absolute. Yet beneath the surface of winter, the miracle of spring is already in preparation. The cold is relenting, seeds are waking up, colors are beginning to imagine how they will return. Colors are beginning to imagine how they will return. Then, imperceptibly, somewhere one bud opens, and the symphony of renewal is no longer reversible. From the black heart of winter, a miraculous, breathing plenitude of color emerges. The beauty of nature insists on taking its time. Everything is prepared, nothing is rushed. The rhythm of emergence is a gradual, slow beat, always inching its way forward. Change remains faithful to itself until the new unfolds in the full confidence of true arrival. Because nothing is abrupt. The beginning of spring nearly always catches us by unawares, because nothing is abrupt.
Thank you, Wendy. So here we are on the winter solstice. And I like to say that I really believe that the winter solstice is the reason for the season. I grew up in a different tradition that said there was another reason for the season. But I really believe that the true reason for the season is the winter solstice. It is this promise that nature gives us every year, that no matter how dark and cold our times become, no matter how dark and long the nights become, that there is always a moment when the light overcomes the darkness and it begins to return. And I think about all of the various religious holidays around this time of year, whether it be the celebration of the birth of Jesus, who's called the light of the world, right? That whole story is about, in the darkest of times, there is a light that is born that can save us. If we look to the miracle and the story of Hanukkah, right, it's about in the darkest moment when we needed the light to last, when we needed something to show up that we didn't have, that the oil lasted for this miraculous amount of time, and the light sustained us through the darkness. Right? If we look to Diwali earlier, just over a month ago, it's about that overcoming of light over darkness again. That all of the traditions of the world give us this reminder that really the earth herself is giving us, that Mother Nature is giving us, that even in the darkest of days, we can believe in the promise of the return of the light. And, you know, some of you know my story to some degree, but there was a point in my life where I had attempted to end my life, and I was in care for some time. And I remember sitting in a chair in one of the rooms, and I was really distraught. And one of the nurses where I was staying just had handed me a folded up piece of paper. And it was a quote from the Buddha. And it simply said, never forget that, winter never fails to turn into spring. And in one of the darkest moments in my life, someone handed me a note that simply said, never forget that winter will always turn into spring. And pretty much from that day forward, Winter Solstice has become like the highest of holy days to me, like the most important day that I look to. I know that I struggle with my own seasonal emotions I think many of us deal with, right? We are natural creatures. We're connected to the rhythms of the earth and the planet. And when the sunlight goes away, when the days get shorter, it does affect us, you know? And when all of nature is going into rest, dropping its leaves, going into hibernation, we have this manic thing we call the holiday seasons, where it's about ramping up and doing as much as we possibly can, and which is completely counterintuitive to what it is that we're meant to do, right? And so I want to invite us to let this time be a time of first sitting in the darkness, appreciating the darkness for what it is, for what it has to bring us, and then remembering that promise of the return of the light. And it's not just about winter becoming spring. I think that in the dark times that we are living through, it's good to have a reminder that it's always been true, that at the darkest moment is just before dawn. And let that promise remind us that there are better days ahead. And so I want to bring us into a bit of just a contemplation into the darkness, and Heather's going to come up. I'm going to ask Jason to just turn the lights down some and invite us to really just drop into a quieter space. If you could even bring down some of the stage lights a little bit. But just take a deep breath in. And as the lights dim, as the music plays, let us each first just connect with the rhythm and the flow of our own breath. Because on one level, as we drop into this darkest night of the year, I want to remind us that in the scale of the universe, it is the darkness that is the container for the light. That it is the darkness that is the womb of creation. And I want to invite this time of stillness, this time of breathing, this movement into the darkest night of the year to also be a time of us to allow ourselves to acknowledge the darkness that is around us. To acknowledge our fears, to acknowledge our pain, to acknowledge the darkness that is over our land. And the thing that I know is that when we name the things that are hidden in the darkness, it's like shining light upon them. And our fears, our greatest worries, our greatest pains, they cannot survive in the light. And so I want to invite each one of us as we drop in a little deeper to take another breath. And think about your own life, your relationships, our nation and the world. I know that each one of us is affected by, is holding or carrying some darkness, some grief, some pain, some fear. And I want to invite us to sit with it. And breathe in again. And let's just be in the stillness for a moment. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another deep breath in and let it go. And one more breath together. Breathe in and let go. And let us just sit in this space together as I invite Chaplain Cheryl to come forward.
There is one infinite presence, a great heart that beats at the center of the universe. It is the source of all light, the weaver of all life, and the law that governs the stars and the seasons alike. This power is absolute love, absolute peace, and absolute unity. It knows no division. It knows only the wholeness of its own being. And I recognize that this divine presence is not distant. It is the very breath I draw. It is the light in my eyes and the pulse in my veins. I am one with this source, and because I am one with it, I am inextricably linked to all of humanity. Every soul is a unique spark of the one flame. Their sorrow is felt in the whole. Their light is eternal in the one. And tonight, I light a candle. And I do this in honor of those who are in Gaza and living under the terror of war. I affirm that every soul transitioned and everyone living in Gaza is now held in the infinite tenderness of the divine. I claim a dawning of compassion that transcends borders, bringing comfort to the grieving and a sanctuary for the weary. I know that the spirit of peace is moving through the hearts of humanity. I know that deep in my soul. And I affirm that safety, sustenance, and sanctuary are the divine birthright of every soul. I claim a shift in global consciousness where the weapons of war are transformed into the tools of restoration. And also by lighting this candle, I now speak a word for our Jewish friends in Australia who have experienced the tragedy of anti-Semitism and loss of life on Bondi Beach, and also those killed and injured at Brown University. I know that an act of violence can diminish the eternal nature of the soul. I affirm for these families a peace that passes all understanding. I claim for these communities a resilient spirit that transforms tragedy into a legacy of love and activism. I light this candle for the people of the Ukraine. I realize the presence of divine strength and sovereignty. In this harsh winter, I affirm that the warmth of spirit contains every home and every heart. I claim a swift and just resolution to conflict where peace is not merely the absence of war, but the presence of security, dignity, and the freedom to thrive. I see the light of resilience burning bright in every city and village. In this longest night, I realize that the darkness is but a womb for the coming light. I see a world where the dignity of every person is recognized as a divine right. Take a deep breath with me and feel those words move into your being, into your soul. and know that the truth that is stated here is the truth for all humanity. And I give thanks for the healing that is already taking place in the mind of God. I am grateful for the strength of the human spirit and the love that connects us all across the miles. I give thanks for the love of spirit, which always says yes to the word of truth spoken in faith. I release this word unto the law. I let go of the how and when, trusting that the infinite knows the way, knows the way, knows the way. And I rest in the certainty that love is the final word. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Cheryl. And so each of you hopefully received a candle on your way in. And if you didn't, I do have some right here if you need to grab one. And, just as we've had this opportunity to begin to speak and bring light to the darkness, I want to take the opportunity to just allow us to just move around the room. And you can either just stand and speak a word or something that you want to hold the light for or a darkness that you want to illuminate. You can just stand silently and raise your candle, and we'll just sort of we'll just kind of start in the front of the room and just move our way around, and each person will just have the opportunity to rise, turn that little light on, and just speak something into the room that you are holding, that you want to bring to the light. And if you're online, you could put that in the chat as well. So let's all take a breath, and we're just going to start here in the front. Feel free to just stand and speak a word.
Forgiveness.
Finding peace after trauma. Courage in the darkness.
Health and understanding.
Wholeness. Healing for hurt people. May we have courage. Grief for all of our loved ones that passed this past year. Open-hearted compassion around our world. Healing for all people suffering right now. Justice. There is no place where love is not. Compassion, trusting.
Love and healing through chaos.
Courage in the face of fear. Grace.
Truth revealed.
Release. Let hope never die.
An explosion of hope and creativity.
Let the voiceless have a voice.
Strength and hope in the midst of grief.
Peace, love, and understanding.
Faith in the face of fear and darkness.
Kindness.
Love. Healing. Overcome fear. Faith. Exuberant fun and laughter. The courage to be who we are.
Yes.
Vision and understanding.
There we go. Yep, there. Forgiveness.
Love.
Shining our light in the darkness.
Let's lift those lights up. Take a breath. Breathe it in again. And let it go. One more breath together. And let go. Heather.
We're casting circles of protection around our human family. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is in need. We're casting circles of protection around our human family. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is in need. We're casting circles of protection around our human family. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is in need. There's a second part. Not but love shall enter in. Try that. Not but love. Not but love shall enter in. Good listening. Not but love shall come from within. Together. Not but love shall come from within. Together. Not but love shall enter in. Enter in. Not but love shall come from within. Will you hold that part? not but love shall enter in, not but love shall come from within. We're casting not veil of protection around our human family. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is in need. We're casting not but love shall enter in. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is casting circles, everyone. We're casting circles of protection around our human family. We're casting circles of protection to anyone who is in need.
This is a poem, The Buddhist Last Instruction by Mary Oliver. This poem celebrates the beauty of the world, and the gaze of the Buddha itself becomes a kind of light spreading out and over and disinfecting the fear in the crowd. Make yourself a light, said the Buddha before he died. I think of this every morning as the east begins to tear off its many clouds of darkness, to send up the first signal, a white fan streaked with pink and violet and even green. An old man, he lay down between two solid trees, and he might have said anything, knowing it was his final hour. The light burns upward. It thickens and settles over the fields. Around him, the villagers gathered and stretched forward to listen. Even before the sun itself hangs disattached in the blue air, I am touched everywhere by its ocean of yellow waves. No doubt he thought of everything that had happened in his difficult life. And then I feel the sun itself as it blazes over the hills, like a million flowers on fire. Clearly, I am not needed, yet I feel myself turning into something inexplicably valuable. Slowly, beneath the branches, he raised his head. He looked into the faces of that frightened crowd.
Let's just take a quick breath in. And so in this moment of silence and light and love, knowing that all things are in and through this, and I know that we are all one in this.
I know that as we embrace the darkness and we give thanks for it and for all of the things that it has done for us, I recognize the light as it warms my soul. And in this moment, as the darkness retreats with the old me, I stand renewed. I stand in the beginning of all that is. And so I allow that deep spirit, that deep warmth within me to come out. And with all of the things that we have placed before it, this one, I am grateful. Grateful for the opportunity to release and let it go. And to open up a new chapter, a new me, a new you, a new world, where the sun touches all that is dark, it enlightens it. It brings forth truth. And so in this moment, I release and I let go of all that is, all that was, and all that will be, knowing that I am in the perfect place, the perfect time, doing the perfect thing as it expresses through me. And so I let it go, I let it be, and so it is.
Please sing with me if you know this one. If you don't, you'll catch on. And we will care for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark of hope that lives within our grieving hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts. And we are here now, we have come together, we are tending the spark of hope. Oh, may it grow. Can I hear some harmonies? And we will care for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark, beautiful, of hope that lives within our grieving hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts. And we are here now, we have come together, we are tending the spark. Bring all your harmonies out of hope. Oh, may it grow. And we will care for each other.
And so happy solstice, everyone. May you carry the light out. Know that every day gets brighter from here. You're welcome to keep this candle if you want to take it home, or you can put it back in the basket on the way out. And we're so grateful that you celebrated with us this evening, and we're right here back again tomorrow morning. Meditation at 10:30 and service at 11. The festivities continue. Happy solstice, everyone.
Happy solstice.
Be back here in just a few hours.